Hey there, wellness entrepreneur. Welcome back. Today, we're talking about what happens, what to do when you want to be on Instagram, but you don't have time for it. Or you're feeling like it's just taking too much time and you're not getting the results, AKA, you're not getting people reaching out, wanting to work with you. Here's what's happening. I hear it all the time. I don't have time for Instagram, but here's the truth. I believe you. You don't have time for Instagram the way you're currently doing it. So here's what's happening. You're spending 3 hours writing the equivalent of like a graduate level dissertation for your Instagram captions, or you're leading them through like a whole entire workshop, trying to fit it in and squeeze it into like a 90-second reel. Or you're answering every DM like you're running a free consultation service, basically giving away and coaching them for free online. So it's no wonder why you're feeling exhausted and overwhelmed and not booking clients. Here's the truth. I'm going to show you how to cut your Instagram time in half. One of my clients, Dana, you might have heard her story before. We talked about how it took her 90 minutes to create one reel. So she was only posting once in a while. When we really chopped that reel up, it created 4 to 5 days of Instagram content. And stay with me here because I'm actually implementing this myself. The last week or so, couple weeks, my reels have been really doing well, like 4,000, 5,000, 8,000 views. I'm getting a lot more followers. And here's the truth. The reels have taken me just a few minutes to make. Once I really knew the process to get specific in the messaging, then my audience is really responding to that. Also, I'm really understanding what my audience is wanting more of. Okay. So today we're going to go over some time saving content hacks that actually convert. So instead of writing a novel in your caption, you can start creating a caption formula or framework. So, for example, speaking to the problem that it solves, the solution, maybe giving a client story or testimonial. For me, I love to give an implementable strategy in my caption, the call to action, which that might be to book a consult, it might be to comment below for a freebie, it might be to follow, it might be to save, or two of those. But I use AI to help develop my caption. So then, if I just start with the process of creating the topic first of what I want to talk about, and then if it's a reel, the text overlay and get that dialed in so it's scroll stopping, it has a strong hook, it's very specific to my audience, might be speaking to a problem or desire or telling my story. Then I can just say if the caption framework is already in there and they have past captions that have worked well for me, all I have to say is, okay, now create me the caption and give me some hashtags. And bam, there it is, created really simply and easily. So that can save you a ton of time, or you don't have to write a novel each time, but it's still valuable. And how do I know mine is valuable? Because people tell me, oh, I saved, I screenshot, I sent it to my friend. I love the last reel that you posted. Hack number 2 is thinking of your micro health and wellness personal stories, not just the big one, because this is often where we end up creating very long pieces of content that take us a while to create because we're bringing in all these different pictures and all these different clips from videos, and then we have to edit it all up and put it all together. If we can just tell a micro story, a micro transformation instead of a huge one, often that even relates to our audience more because it's tangible, it seems doable, it often meets them where they're at, where they can be like, oh, I think I can achieve that small win. So, where in your health and wellness journey might you have a small win that you can share with your audience? For example, you can say something like how I used to go from not working out at all to now running 5 days a week. It started with this one small thing. And you can just tell the small win. Maybe it was a quick hack of putting your workout clothes out the night before, or maybe it was buying a new pair of shoes and that just motivated you because you loved wearing it. Or maybe it was hiring that running coach and just getting that plan that you believed and you trusted. What was the small thing to get you starting to be consistent, for example? And that consistency, right, led to the big result, but we're just starting with the small win. For me, I might tell a story of the one thing I started doing to get out of teaching 10 plus yoga classes a week to now being fully online. So it's a part of my story, but I might just take one small behind the scenes moment, but I won't tell the whole entire story in that one thing. Or one reel that did really well was using a trending hook. So you can use trending hooks out there and relate it to your personal story of she didn't realize it yet, but the day after this workshop, she got a diagnosis that for me, I forget the exact wording, but it essentially shattered my confidence as a wellness practitioner and made me feel like a fraud overnight. That reel got over 8,000 views. And it's telling this snapshot of the moment when I got my cancer diagnosis. So, where can you think smaller in terms of dropping them into a moment in the day of your life, a moment in one micro health transformation that makes it super relatable? And it's something they might like get a perspective on or a mindset shift on that will give them a small win for today. Okay, hack number three, speaking of moments, is capitalizing on a problem, but is very, very specific to a moment in the day of their life. So, for example, another reel that's done really well for me recently, I'll read it for you. It's the POV when you're leading a meditation class and suddenly your imposter syndrome shows up in the form of Piper's mom saying, "But you're not a Buddhist," right? So, for me, I love creating funny reels. It makes me laugh. And I created that reel so quickly. I just took literally a less than 10-second video of me sitting meditating. I found the audio for Piper's mom from White Lotus, and I used AI to help create that overlay. I had the idea, but I used AI to help tighten up the text on the screen to make it a little bit punchier and funnier and concise. And that reel did so well. I think it has over 8,000 views right now itself. So it's a small moment speaking to the imposter syndrome, which many of my practitioners and clients, when they first come to me, have imposter syndrome in various ways. Imposter syndrome on their delivering results for their clients, imposter syndrome of moving from brick and mortar to online, imposter syndrome when posting content online, imposter syndrome when teaching classes. Instead of speaking to all these different types of imposter syndromes in one piece of content, I just picked one specific scenario and I spoke to that moment. Now, you don't have to be funny. I love to be funny sometimes. Not every single reel of mine is funny. But if you do feel called to be a little controversial or funny, or you can educate on that very small, specific moment, there's different ways that you can play around with it. Create a carousel, find a meme for it. But the point of it being is that you're using that small moment as now a chance to show your expertise. Because if you read the caption for that one, I'll drop it in the show notes. You'll see that I delivered value in the caption of strategies on how to overcome imposter syndrome while being more visible, while teaching. So you can still deliver value and be funny, and it doesn't have to take a long time to make. And I got a consultation off that one because they just related with it so much. So those are the three hacks I want to give you today. I want this episode to be implementable so you can get out there and try it and have fun and laugh and show your true personality and vibe, because I know you've got it. I know your audience loves you. They do want to be educated, but also they want that education to be in bite-sized, digestible format that they understand, because it's remembering like they're not going to Instagram. Now, I'm saying this with love because I literally had a coach tell me this. Like, Allison, they're not going to Instagram to go to the library, right? We're not going to Instagram to go to the library. We're going to Instagram to connect. It's social media or to be entertained or zone out. But if you're able to catch their attention in that scroll with a bite-sized hook and a bite-sized piece of content that is very relatable to a struggle that they're going to in a moment in their day to day, and then you're bringing your spin on it or bringing a funny spin to it or a quick bite-sized educational piece of information or perspective that'll give them a win, that'll make them want to watch it all the way through, send it to their friends, save it, share it, and that'll boost your views. Maybe even DM you and tell you, thank you for posting this today. I really needed to hear it, which will start the conversation. Then all of that will lead to more followers. And then hopefully for you, your next paying client. Now, if you're having trouble thinking of the bite-sized micro stories from your own life or the bite-sized moments from your client's life, then what I do is I get myself comfy. I will literally sit on my couch, or I just got this new Chase lounge chair for the she shed, and I will make myself comfy with some tea or relaxing music. And I'll just start a conversation with ChatGPT being like, okay, here's what I do. Here's how I help people. If you save your forms from your consultations, you can even drop that whole document. I actually save the forms, not the names, but what they write on the forms in a document. And every periodically, I re upload it to Claude. I have a project in there or ChatGPT if I'm working on a reel where I can say, reference this document, help me pull out some specific struggles. And if it still seems broad, then say, get more specific, get more specific. So that's one way to get some ideas. Then you pull one of the ideas that it has listed and say, okay, let's make a reel for this specific idea. So just start with one and then create it. And you can do it that way. And you could potentially create 5 in an hour that way, just recording real quick. If you're doing 10-second videos, real quick, right there from your couch. Another way to do it is now you have to be careful here. So set a timer. You can research content that is going viral in your wellness niche from other content creators to give you ideas. The meditation and the Piper one for me, I didn't see another content creator doing it that specific way because I don't recommend copying them. But I did see a lot of people when White Lotus was going on, and especially when it ended, of using the audio from White Lotus. And I had saved the audio and I had saw people going viral from it. And then the idea came to me about the meditation. So you can research other pieces of content that are going viral to help you figure out, oh, okay, what types of content are doing well? What are audiences responding to? With my personal story, right? The she didn't realize it yet piece of content there. I saw that it was a trending hook from various other content creators not in the wellness niche, but I saw them using it for various other stories. And I was like, oh, wow, like people are really loving that way to share a bite sized piece of their personal story. I'll take that hook and that format and bring it to my own piece of content. So that's what I did, but I just related it to my story. And I used B-roll from a past workshop I taught and told my story of how I taught a workshop. And then I got, imposter syndrome because of a scary health diagnosis right afterwards. And that did really well for me. So research, I just say be careful there so you don't end up mindless scrolling or doom scrolling instead. That's happened to me before. So you got to set a timer and just be aware that research doesn't turn into an hour of scrolling and not having ideas from it. So be mindful there, be productive, be focused. Set a timer so you don't do it much longer than you what originally had planned for. And then you'll get some ideas that way. And again, you can take those ideas and drop them into ChatGPT or AI to now create your bite-sized pieces of content to then throw out there into the world and test. And that's how I really got to find some funny pieces of content that my audience is really loving. And it's allowed me to create content that is doing really well. And it doesn't take that much time to create at all. All right. So there you have it. Some content hacks for this week to get you out there creating more content when you really feel like you don't have the time. So you can actually do it because, yes, if a piece of content is taking you 90 minutes or longer, you won't have the time to create consistent content that is a true circumstance for you. So I do want you to create more content because I just know the potential out there on Instagram for wellness practitioners to grow their audience and sign a lot of clients and really grow a massive audience. I have many clients that have doubled, tripled their audience, more than quadrupled their overall views and have started signing clients. So if they can do it, you can do it too. I know you can. I know you have a wealth of information to provide. It's just making it bite-sized and digestible. All right, give it a whirl and then message me on Instagram or leave a comment here on the podcast or share it with a friend that needs to hear this today and let me know how it works for you. All right, I'll see you next week. Bye for now.